Welcome to Pododia, home of the Peapods. Why don't we go ahead and meet two of our heroes? This is Trip and Brutus. They appear in The World of the Peapods, Promise of the Crystal, Brood of Nightmare, and Shield of Faith. These are the first 3 books in a 6-book planned series. The comic strip Tales of the Peapods take place directly after the 3rd book and before the 4th book. The following collects all the webcomics from episode 1 through episode 25. This marks 6 months of production of the Tales of the Peapods, during which time I am currently working on books 2 and book 3. I've also laid out the plans for books 4, 5, and 6, which I'd have a teaser at the end of this for you folks. The Tales of the Peapods for me is a way to keep interest, of course, in the books, but also to let you see a little more of a day-to-day and a slower pace. I feel like in the books that I kind of have to keep a certain pace because I've only got so many pages. And we'll use this time right here to talk about the books a little bit too. The books, I wanted something more than just a comic book, but not just a straight novel. There's a plan in the back of my head for Legends of Peapods that is more of a novel based and deals with the history of the Peapods. A little bit of like where the shield and gloves came from, stuff like that. Anyway, so with this, the Tales of the Peapods, you will see things from books 1, 2, and 3 pop back up. Little things that I left unanswered or didn't touch on all the way in the storyline there. That was intentional so that there would be this playground here, a world to play in and to reference. And if I do forget a detail, I constantly go back over these things and look at them and look for things that I've messed up. Even things such as if I reference one panel, I referenced something being a jewel when Brutus is clearly holding a coin. I make a joke of that because what happened there was simply that I forgot when I penciled it as a jewel. I penciled the wording as a jewel, and as I inked it, I decided I wanted it to be a coin. So some of the things are just me poking fun at myself. I alluded to this earlier, that this comic strip will come to an end when I reach book 4, but then I will start another strip while I'm writing books 4, 5, and 6. A question I get asked a lot is, who is Peapods made for? Well, what is your target audience? And in my mind when I started it, I thought my target audience was maybe like 7 or 8 to 13-year-olds. If I was lucky, I would catch them with the storyline. As I've been going through this, I'm finding, yes, the young children like the bright colors and the big faces on them, but I've also started finding 20s and 30-year-olds asking me questions, picking on things that I never even thought about because I'm more of an 8-year-old in my mind, and so I don't know what my target audience is anymore. I'm happy that it is as wide ranged as it is, and that people from all over the world are picking it up and looking at it and reading it. 25 episodes, 6 months of work, and it comes down to this. Spoiler alert, if you haven't already read the comic strip, they don't go through the door yet. So where do we go from here? Books 4, 5, and 6. And all along the way, I will be dropping hints as to what's going to happen. Thank you for tuning in.